Hello everyone! It's an exciting day. It is officially October. We are sitting down today and filming the very first video in the Halloween series. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, you need to, because I share a lot of fun stuff, and not just makeup over there, I share fashion as well. And last year on Instagram, I did a series of Halloween-inspired makeup tutorials on IGTV, and I really enjoyed that. You guys enjoyed that. They did really well. And so I want to bring it to YouTube this year because now I'm doing makeup here, so why not? So my goal is to have 4 different Halloween tutorials up for you throughout the month of October. I'm going to be uploading these as my Sunday videos, and I'll be keeping my Wednesday videos as just fun, regular content in between all that. So, without further ado, let's get started. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe because once the channel reaches 5,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a huge giveaway and you're not going to want to miss out, okay? So, get on it. Okay, so for the very first video in the series, we're gonna start sort of simple, but I think this is a video that everyone can use / will need at one point. We're gonna do just like a really easy Halloween glam because I feel like there's a lot of costumes where you don't need a specific makeup, but you just sort of want to like step up your normal makeup. You want to accessorize, you want to glam it up a bit. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do something a little smoky, pretty girly, just as like an accent to any sort of costumes you might have. We are going to start by doing eyes because it's just easier for me. And I want to do the P. Louise makeup base. One thing, I know this Halloween's going to be a little bit different, but you may still be able to go to small Halloween gatherings, or you may be doing virtual parties, and maybe you just really like Halloween and still want to dress up. I support that, so we're carrying on here. I have no idea what I'm actually going to dress up for as Halloween, but I'm hoping that throughout the process of filming all these, I narrow down what I want to actually do for myself. Okay, so the best thing about this tutorial is that you are not going to need anything specific. You can work with whatever you have at home. And I love shooting videos like this or even watching content like this, knowing that I can recreate this and I don't have to go out and get something else to make my Halloween costume, especially if it's just for something quick, maybe even have like a work party or something. This is going to be perfect. To give you an idea of what I'm working with, I have 3 different palettes laid out. You don't need 3 different palettes, but I am just going to kind of show you what I'm working with. The very first palette I'm going to be dipping in is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. This has some lighter shades, but all really pretty neutral shades, and there's some cool like silver gray tones in there. I have my Anastasia Sultry palette, which is so pretty neutrals. And then I have the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette, and I am probably going to dip into some of the cool glitters in here. So I'm starting with a super fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Slate from Anastasia, which is like a light gray taupey color. And we're going to start buffing that into the eye, into the crease. Okay, so The reason I like starting with the gray is that this really helps with the smoky illusion. You don't have to go straight in with the super deep color, and it helps you outline the shape of whatever eye you want. All right, here is where the fun comes in. We are gonna start going in with the black eyeshadow. I'm gonna take another fluffy brush, but I'm gonna take a different one just so that way I can go back in with the lighter shades if I want to. And I'm dipping into the matte black from the Tati palette, and we're just going to start applying that to the outer corners. And you'll notice that I didn't put a lot on right away. This is the nice thing about starting with that lighter color, is that you can build up the intensity and really get it to be as smoky as you want. I really like this level of smokiness. It's not too intense, it's not too in your face, and it really kind of fades out once you start getting into the inner corner, which I think is really pretty. We are going to go back into the P. Louise base, and I'm going to use this as a way to even out the lid and as a base for the metallics. So I'm gonna apply this low and on the inner half of my lid as sort of a cut crease, but I'm not gonna make it super intense. You need the tiniest bit of primer when you're going back in for a cut crease, because the more you add, the more it's going to transfer all over your lid. So don't be afraid to barely add any primer back to your lid. Then I'm gonna dip into the Memory Metallic shade from the Tati palette, which is like a really beautiful gunmetal metallic. And I'm gonna apply that to the outer half of the lid that we just put down. Oh, you guys, that is such a pretty shade. And then on the very inner corner, I'm gonna go in with the shade Cyborg from the Natasha Denona palette, which looks like this. It's almost like a champagne, like silver color. It's just really cool, and I think these two fading into each other look so pretty. Then we will go back into this brush that had the black on it, but I'm not gonna add anything, and instead I'm just going to sort of blend together any like harsh lines from where I just added the glitter. I'm going to take a little pencil brush and also dip back into that matte black, and we're just going to sort of pat that into the outer corner of the eye to really make sure it is nice and deep out here. Okay, so now we're on to primer, and I'm going to double prime today. I know that seems intense, but if you are going out being safe for Halloween, or if you are doing something virtually, regardless, it's going to be important that you want your makeup to last all day. So primer is important. Oh no, this one's like crusty. So that's why I double prime. I like to have a pore filling primer to help even out the skin. And then I like to add an illuminating primer to hydrate everything. So I just used the Too Faced Primed in Peachy Cooling Matte Primer. I actually really like that. It's about the only Too Faced product I own, but it's really nice. And then I'm going to use the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer everywhere else, which is like the high points of my face, a little bit on my nose, and just kind of blend them together. I'm going back in with a trusty favorite. This is the Beauty Blender Liquid Bounce Foundation in 140. And we're going to apply that to the face. Haven't used this pretty much all summer. But when you're doing a smoky eye or anything intense on the face, you really want to make sure that the rest of your skin looks flawless, so that you just draw attention to the eyes and not like your uneven skin tone or cakey looking foundation. If it's going to be heavy on the eyes, you want everything else to look beautiful and flawless. I normally add a drop of oil into this foundation, but I'm not doing that today. I'm just using it as is, just kind of for fun. Okay, then I'm taking a little powdered brush and I'm dipping into the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit from this year. And I'm dipping into that lightest powder shade. And I'm going to set the under eyes. This is such a good palette. It's really pricey, but I absolutely love it. If you are someone who is an Hourglass fan, definitely check it out. Okay, the next step is to add a little bit of this smoky color underneath the eyes, as well as adding lashes and liner. I have these sort of crazy lashes that I really want to use. I think they'll be super pretty. And I'm gonna do a pretty big wing if possible, but as usual, because I cannot do these in a timely manner, I'm going to show you how to do my under eyes quick, and then I will do the liner and lashes off camera because we will literally just be here for hours and I don't want to subject anyone to that. So to start underneath the eyes, I'm taking a really small tapered brush in that slate shade, and I'm just going to use it to connect underneath the eyes with the outside. And I was going to bring black down there, but I actually really like just how this shade looks. I think it adds to the smoky illusion without it being too harsh. So I'm not going to add any black, and instead we're just going to move straight on to lashes and liner. Alright, you guys, the lashes are on. They are crazy. Like, they are thick, huge, ridiculous. I've never worn lashes this big. I kind of like it though. Kind of wild. So, now we need to finish up the rest of the face. And I'm going to start doing that by bronzing. But again, while you can make this really intense makeup, we still want it to be smooth, nice, flawless face. So if you want more of that harsh cartoon contour, I suggest doing that before your foundation, and then applying foundation on top. It just sort of allows everything to look a little bit more natural. And I would suggest using, it doesn't have to be a shimmery bronzer for this, but something a little bit glowy, just so that the rest of your face really lightens everything up. So even though we're adding shadows and we're deepening that, it's still glowy, it's still attracting light, so the whole face isn't completely sunken in. For blush, I want to okay, I want to do something neutral and a little rosy. I know, I'm sorry I'm using this palette to death, but I really like it. But any sort of blush that's almost brown, almost neutral tone. This is what we're looking for to add color to the face. But we don't want like a bright pink. We don't want like a red. We don't want coral, you know. We want pretty natural looking rosy cheeks. And the cool thing about this blush is you can see I am not being shy about applying it. It draws light to the cheeks. It brightens things up. It gives my face some color, but you can't tell where it starts or ends, which I love. Then for highlights, we are going to use this bad boy from Rare Beauty. This is the Liquid Luminizer in Enlighten. This is such a beautiful liquid highlight. And I'm just going to dot a couple dots of that on my cheeks, on my nose. I want to be glowy. And then I will blend it out with my sponge, a clean part of my sponge. To start, I'll use my finger though. The fun thing about this is you can really do whatever lip color you want. I am going to start by lining my lips with just a pretty neutral lip liner. And I overline them just slightly. I want basically a guide because we're going in with a dark lip color. We're going to put on a black and a little bit of red in the center to make it extra spicy. So this is actually sort of a blue black metallic lip that I got last year for Halloween, and it's a really cool color. Okay, all in all, not too bad of an application. You can always go in and take a makeup wipe and clean up any lines that you want. So I'm actually going to apply this straight to my finger and dab it on so that I don't turn the applicator bright black. Okay, that's pretty, and then I just want to add something a little bit deeper, more terracotta-y. I don't want this to be so blue. Alright, you guys, this is the final spooky glam Halloween makeup. I just added a bit more red lipstick on top so that we get sort of a spooky purpley gray blue metallic lip, and I think it goes really cool with the smoky eye. I really like how this makeup turned out. It's sort of similar to one I did on IGTV last year, but sort of like kicked up a notch and in a slightly different direction. So hopefully you guys like this. This is basically the perfect sort of base tutorial. If you just want to go out in this, perfect. If you need to add like a skeleton mouth or some scars or some fake blood or bruises on your face, like this is a really good place to start if you want it to be a glam version of that. So yeah, hopefully this helps you guys. Hopefully this inspires you to get creative this Halloween. Maybe this isn't even Halloween. Maybe you just want some really fun, like going out makeup that's a little more dark, sultry looking. This is a really fun look. I never do looks like this on myself, but I actually think they're really fun, especially just paired with like a black top. I like it a lot. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Happy October. I can't wait to share the rest of the Halloween series with you. If you have any specific Halloween tutorial type requests or any sort of looks that you need help with or want ideas on, let me know, because I'm happy to sprinkle in extra videos or make that be part of the Halloween series. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to see. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you very soon.